We've had a half an hour of snow and the sky is starting to brighten up. It looks like we might even have some sunshine today, which is good news because I have 11.8 on the battery bank. I'm quite enjoying how bright it is in here, and it's not even as bright as it can be. That's going to be bigger. And the window in the bathroom and the window over there isn't even open. Because I've been living on land for the last 2 months, I have completely forgotten about battery management in the wintertime. The luxuries of mains electricity doesn't exist here. Well, we've ground to a halt because we've run out of juice on the lithium-ion battery bank. So, here's the deal. What I'm going to try and do is I'm trying to avoid using fossil fuels, not necessarily for environmental reasons, but mainly because it costs money and the solar is free. At the moment, the sun is hiding. No sun. There should be a sun right over there. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to get the generator out. Whilst using the generator, intermittent use of tools is a waste of petrol. So what I'm going to do is hook up the generator to charge the Jackery while I am using tools, thus eking the most out of that fossil fuels that I'm burning. I can't use the generator to charge up Linda's battery bank because I don't have that set up. It is purely solar power. The weather is brutal from a solar point of view, but the next few days it's going to get less cloudy and sunny, so we should be able to restore the situation. So let's go and get the generator on and do that. That's the first time that's been started in maybe a year. Let's have a look at the Jackery app. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on to fast charge. Okie dokie. The Honda generator has a 2000 watt inverter, and of course the engine will spool up to meet the demand. It hasn't spooled up, so this is not challenging for the generator. However, it means now I can use my tools alongside charging up the Jackery. The whole experiment is to be as efficient as possible with the energy and to basically keep my costs to a bare minimum. Back in action! These are some of the events that Linda has participated in the past. Sadly though, the stickers won't come off, so I have to... I'm recycling this oak. But I do need to join these together to make a windowsill. No! I want to be a tree! Ah! This little tool matches up the dowels. The hole in the middle is a mistake, because the little tool doesn't fit between 3, only 2.
Well, I think that's just perfect.
I'm going to take a break for lunch and we're going to get back to this window. I'm leaving the glued piece of wood there to sort of settle down. We're then going to shape it and then fit it in. The Jackery is at 96%, so in my book, fully charged. So we'll shut down the generator and we're at 12 volts back on the system. So with all the heavy wood cutting, I think, done, we can probably just go back to using solar and batteries. So hopefully I won't need the petrol generator in the afternoon. I'm back. It's after lunch and I have to plane this down. 12.
And that's not enough power. I decide that while I have the generator running, I'm going to cut up all the wood required for the windowsills and frames for these square-shaped windows. Yeah, you tell him to shut up. I'm using the wood filler here to fill in all the holes, the marks, the gaps, the joins. The good thing about the wood filler is that it takes a stain.
Now I'm going to put in the little brass screws, which means I'm going to be using intermittent power. I'm currently charging up the batteries on Linda because they're pretty low. So the Jackery is just going to fill in the gap because I don't want to run the generator. But the Jackery can handle that, no problem. So with this Ronseal wood filler, I'm going to fill in the gaps and then sand it, dye it, oil it and varnish it.
In the future, there will be condensation collecting on the wood, so I got to make sure that it's as dark as possible because wood goes black if it's stained by water. So I'm putting several coats of dark dye. This is several coats of oil, and now the varnish. Oh yeah, it's going to be shiny. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, isn't that lovely? He finally got something finished. Well, it's not quite finished. More on that in a future video.
These are my templates, and one of them goes right in there, and this one goes right up there. So they go in like this. So that's 14 of these I have to make. The good news is it'll put a dent into this pile. Well, I've done it again. It's a mess. Clear the space. We're going to rib the wall. Woo! We are clear. Each of these battens is held in by this bolt and a nut, and there's a nut on the other side, which means that they're adjustable. I can move the baton in and out. This needs to be done as they're all different. As you look down the length of the boat, you can see that they're in, out, they're not lined up correctly. So now I have to do that. I need to chop these up into little blocks to go in between the two ribs to sandwich them together.
These blocks are important because any wood that I put onto the walls will be screwed into these blocks in the future. However, on this occasion, we're just going to make up these ribs. We're going to fill it with insulation. We're going to use calico to hold the insulation in place. I'm cutting off the end of the bolts, otherwise they'll be sticking out.
This stuff is very, very sticky, and it's marine grade grease, which means that it's gonna stick to the walls and stay there for a long time. Yes! Gooey, gooey, greasy goo. Oh, I love you. Oh, greasy, greasy, greasy goo. Why are you brown and look like poo? I have the plumbing coming through this bulkhead, so I need to put some holes in it.
This is the bulkhead into the forecastle.
The next trick is to send in the central heating pipes.
This run of central heating pipe is going down to the forecastle so that in the future, should I want a radiator in there, I will have that option. But the main purpose of this is to send hot water to where my bed is going to be. I plan for a nice radiator on the end of my bed, but to get the hot water there, I have to put a T in here and send the pipes under the floor. The objective of this exercise today is to put the plumbing in and cover up the wall and be done with it. I'd like to thank Jackery for saving my ass this week, and I'd like to thank you for watching. See you next week.